Imagine waking up today in 2025, scrolling through your phone and seeing headlines blaring. The Iraqi Dinar and Vietnamese Dong have surged to historic highs. The story is spreading at lightning speed. Social feeds are buzzing, messages are flooding inboxes, and excitement is echoing through communities everywhere. For decades, whispers, speculation, and dreams circled around this very scenario. But now, it's no longer a theory. Numbers are spiking beyond anyone's expectations, and the long-held hopes of millions are suddenly colliding with reality. Today, we dive into how this moment emerged, what it means for Iraq, Vietnam, and the wider world, and why this currency boom could mark the beginning of a brand new chapter in global finance. Stay with us, because this is only the opening scene. The Iraqi dinar, deeply tied to the nation's immense resources and ongoing recovery, has long been the centerpiece of speculation. To many, it represented more than just cash. It was a beacon of optimism that Iraq could one day reclaim its financial power. For years, endless debates circled around whether the dinar would ever truly rise in value. Yet here in 2025, it's no longer a conversation, it's reality. Rates are climbing beyond precedent. For everyday Iraqis, this isn't just about figures on a screen. It translates into real purchasing strength, relief in daily expenses, and perhaps most importantly, renewed faith in the stability of their homeland's financial future. For foreign holders who never let go, this long season of patience may finally be paying off. Shifting focus to Vietnam, the narrative is just as remarkable. The Vietnamese Dong, rarely making headlines in the past, has erupted to extraordinary highs. Vietnam's economy, already one of Asia's most dynamic, has been accelerating for years with manufacturing growth, trade partnerships, and surging foreign investment. Economists often remarked that the Dong held quiet potential, waiting for the right moment to shine. That moment appears to have arrived. In 2025, the surge reflects more than money. It symbolizes national pride, economic resilience, and newfound recognition on the global stage. For those who tucked away bundles of Dong, the transformation of their investment is unfolding before their eyes. Together, the Iraqi Dinar and Vietnamese Dong are reshaping the financial storyline of 2025. What's striking is not just the rise of one, but both currencies rising side by side. This isn't a solitary event, it's a double impact. Each carries decades of hope, ambition, and unrealized strength. When they move in tandem, global markets cannot ignore the tremor. Banks are rethinking strategies, analysts are rewriting forecasts, and people who sat quietly holding onto stacks of notes are finding themselves at the center of a shift too big to dismiss. Iraq and Vietnam, often overlooked, are suddenly commanding the spotlight and demanding international attention. For long-term holders, the emotional weight is beyond words. Imagine enduring years of speculation, hearing promises that the revaluation is near only to be met with disappointment. Imagine the doubts, the skepticism, and still choosing to wait. Now picture seeing the phrase record highs attached to the very currencies you believed in. For some, it's relief beyond measure. For others, it's a celebration shared with family. And for many, it's a quiet moment of disbelief, staring at screens and realizing the impossible has become real. After so many years, this change feels almost dreamlike. Inside banks, the scenes unfolding are just as dramatic. Picture lines wrapping around the building. Individuals clutching envelopes of dinar or dong, waiting for the chance to exchange at life-altering rates. Tellers gaze at flashing numbers on their monitors' rates. That would have seemed like fantasy only yesterday. Suddenly, ordinary exchanges carry enormous consequence. Walking out of the bank with confirmation of a balance that could change your entire future feels like stepping into another reality. For some, it means clearing debts once thought impossible to pay. For others, it's the key to buying homes, supporting relatives, or finally launching long-imagined ventures. Yet the story stretches beyond individual gain. For Iraq, the surge of the dinar sends a clear signal. Stability is taking root. Systems are strengthening, and international confidence is returning. With its vast oil reserves and developmental projects, the nation is positioned to attract new levels of investment and collaboration. For Vietnam, The Dong's rise validates years of steady reform, growing exports, and unrelenting drive to be a strong competitor in Asia's economy. Together, these two countries aren't just strengthening their money, they're recalibrating the world's economic balance. With all this excitement comes an important reminder. Sudden wealth can spark rash decisions. Financial advisors are urging caution, reminding people that what comes after the exchange is just as critical as the exchange itself. It's tempting to spend freely, but the wiser move is to plan strategically, build stability, secure a foundation. Because while the idea of instant riches is thrilling, the real opportunity lies in turning this windfall into long-lasting security, growth, and peace of mind. This is more than a chance to get rich, it's a chance to create generational change. The dreams tied to this moment are countless. For years, holders of IQD and VND envisioned paying off debts, upgrading homes, giving children better opportunities, traveling the world, supporting charities, or building businesses from scratch. These dreams carried them through years of waiting. Now, with exchange rates soaring, those visions are no longer fantasies, they're achievable goals. And with that, millions are daring to think bigger than they ever thought possible. The sense of possibility is fueling new energy across households and communities. And then comes the speculation about timing. Whispers are spreading that August may be the month to watch, with reports hinting at freshly printed Iraqi dinar notes being prepared for release. The prospect of new notes sparks even greater anticipation as it symbolizes modernization, reform, and tangible progress. For years, conversations revolved around removing zeros and making everyday transactions easier for citizens. If these reports are true, it means those plans are finally materializing. It raises an even bigger question. Why now? And what might this signal about Iraq's next financial leap? The financial markets cannot ignore the momentum. When Iraq and Vietnam both show such explosive growth in their currencies, it forces investors and governments worldwide to adjust their outlooks. These aren't whispers in obscure forums anymore. This is mainstream global news. Stock markets, banks, and trade alliances are recalibrating as the ripple effect expands. Because changes of this magnitude rarely happen in isolation. The rise of the dinar and dong signals not only economic strength, but also the determination of two nations to step confidently into the global arena. Across the world, curiosity and hope are surging. People are asking themselves if they missed the chance, if they should have believed earlier, or if it's still possible to join. No one knows how far the currencies will ultimately go, but one thing is undeniable. The narrative has changed forever. The phrase record highs is no longer speculation, it's reality. And with that, imaginations everywhere are being ignited. Here in 2025, it feels like we are watching history being written in real time. Iraq and Vietnam, with their rich histories and untapped potential, are now stepping forward with currencies powerful enough to shock the world. The dinar and dong are no longer just units of exchange. They have become symbols of resilience, transformation, and new beginnings. For holders, this could be the dawn of a new life. For the world, it could mark the start of a shifting financial era. And as this story unfolds, one thing is certain. People are paying attention. The era of record highs is here, and whether this is just the start or the peak, it will be remembered. For those who have believed patiently through the years, the rewards may finally be here. The future is unfolding before us, and the only question that remains is, how will you prepare for what comes next?